So just let me get this straight. The German government, which is actually working together with NGOs in making studies about the oppositional party in Germany, which they claim is a really bad for democracy, are actually financing the same NGOs that are transferring money back to the parties that are actually running the government. So give me just 1 second to explain a little bit the German parties as they're currently in the polls. We have an election next year in September, so approximately in 1 year. And the current government is run by SPD, the Greens, and FDP. These are basically your Democrats in the USA, reaching from far left to moderate Democrats. And they, as you can see right now, they don't have really as much support as they used to. Like, these percentages would never add up to actually get them another government sentence, you know. And right now, the CDU, this is like the main and biggest oppositional party. That's the party where Angela Merkel was chancellor for like 100 years. Well, not 100 years, but a long time. And they used to be like the classical conservative type party. Right now, they are a little bit lean to the left right now, and also to the green. There are even some states in Germany where the CDU, so the Republicans, are actually working together in the government together with the Greens. Yeah, and basically, in my opinion, classical Republican Party in Germany right now is the Alternative for Germany. So the AfD, which was founded basically as an answer to all of the problems the European Union had with the euro back in the day, and also got more and more support like going on from the migrant crisis, which was happening in European Union, but especially in Germany since 2015, when Angela Merkel, the chancellor back in the day, opened all of the borders and said, we will make it, don't worry. So this party, the Alternative for Germany, is actually the oppositional party in Germany, and they are, well, not portrayed really fairly in the state media and also all of the outlets that the state media has. You know, the media, well, you can't really call it a state media. That would be wrong. But all of the people in Germany have to pay the fees. It's like about 18 euros and 36 cents per month. That it's mandatory. You cannot get away from that. You have to pay. And in like all of the talk shows and the news from all of the state media, well, I cannot call it state media, but you know what I mean. All of them, they portray the Alternative for Germany as like a far right, basically Nazi party, yeah? And that's why, for example, this party has a lot of TikTok and YouTube, other forms where they reach their voters. And this is for example, one NGO that's fighting this. So, for example, they have all these different types of like projects where they want the Alternative to be banned from TikTok or banned altogether from the Supreme Court in Germany, or they want like the other parties to not work with the Alternative for Germany. So like having a Brandmauer, what they say. And the funny thing is, this project here, this NGO, is actually 50% owners of another NGO called HateAid. And this HateAid NGO, for example, is helping politicians, but not only politicians, also other people who are experiencing online hate. But for example, as you can see here in this project from them, HateAid and Claudia Roth schaffen Präzedenzfall gegen Hass. Claudia Roth is a minister, a German minister from the Green Party. And now the funny thing is that this NGO is actually receiving money from the German government, and the parent of this NGO, the 50% parent, Campact is actually currently making donations back to the Green Party. And these are the guys that are saying like, oh my God, we are actually promoting democracy and so on and so on. The funny thing is, actually in their own program for the elections back in 2021, they said that the donations should be limited to 100,000 euros and should be limited to natural persons. So companies and NGOs and other forms should not be allowed to make donations. But now, because they are the good guys and they're running the government, they think it's okay. So really interesting article here on News. News is like a alternative news platform in Germany, which has really good articles. Not all of them, but sometimes they're quite interesting, as in this one, for example, where I got the information about these projects. And the funny thing is they have everything back here in this one picture. So let me explain. You have here Lisa Paus, which is a minister in Germany. So it's, I don't know what the exact US connotation is. I think maybe it's more than a member of Congress. It's maybe more, it's not a governor. Governor is like a Ministerpräsident, but she's actually like a state minister, maybe like a finance minister and other ministers in the US. She's also a really important minister in Germany, and she has a lot of power, of course. And, well, funny thing is, she is actually transferring 2.2 million euros since 2021 to this HateAid organization, which is then supporting, for example, also green politicians. She's also green politicians. I don't think I have to mention that the HateAid, at least not that I know of, has been supporting any politicians with who experienced online hate from the Alternative for Germany, for example. I've never read anything about that. But let's get back to the Greens. And the parent of HateAid, at least the 50% parent, the Campact, which is also transferring money to HateAid, now made a donation in the beginning of August of 160,000 euros to the Greens. And they claim that they are actually supporting democracy and that the opposition is really bad for democracy. And as you can see also, actually 160,000 euros is way more than 100,000 euros. And the Campact e.V., the Verein, is not a natural person. So they basically are going against their own agenda that they had 2021 when they were running for office. So yeah, this gives you just a fraction of some of the things that are going on in German politics right now. So stay tuned and see you next day.